you, this is 2 nights in a row. You were here last night for the talent show. So we thank you for coming out again tonight. We have with us Mr. Wilmsen, principal of the Kesling Intermediate building, and he's going to be here to share a lot of the information that you might have had questions on, and I think at the end you'll also have questions as well, right?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. There were some handouts of the PowerPoint. If you want to take one with you, I'll leave some extra copies in the back. And
thank you.
Mr. Wilmsen.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Kozier. Like Mrs. Kozier said, my name is Bill Wilmsen. I'm principal right now of Kesling Middle School. Next year to be Kesling Intermediate School, 5-6 building. Really excited about what we're doing in LaPorte right now. The facilities that kids will have. It's just a great, great facility. And then the programming that we're going to put in place, which I'll go over tonight. Some exciting stuff for kids. A little background about myself. I grew up in LaPorte, was raised in LaPorte, came back after college. The only school I've ever been at is Kesling. I taught 7th grade social studies there, and then 8th grade U.S. history. I was assistant principal for 5 years, and now this is my 14th year as principal. So a total of 27 years. I've had 2 kids graduate from LaPorte High School. They're at Purdue University right now, and presently I have a 7th grader at Kesling. First time ever that I've had one of my kids in the same school. There's some ups and downs with that, some challenging times. Can't get away from them, but it's been a great experience. But as Mrs. Kozier said, thank you for coming out tonight and listening to this presentation so I can go over what we're going to do and answer any question that you might have. Just the first thing, 2 goals. I've always had 2 goals for kids at Kesling, and my staff does too. Number 1, and I put this as number 1 because I think it's so important to help kids become the best person that they can be. As a person, as a contributing member of our community, and eventually to wherever they choose to live. That's so important. And number 2, increasing student achievement so we guarantee that kids are mastering the Indiana state standards, but on top of that, so they're college and career ready. So when they graduate from LaPorte High School, that is the goal. So when they graduate, they can either go off to college and be successful at a 2-year, 4-year college, or if they choose to go out in the workforce, they will have the skills necessary to earn a good living and to be a productive member of society. Benefits of attending Kesling Intermediate School. First off, the whole idea is it's going to be a gradual transition from elementary to middle to high school. Okay? We're going to address the social and emotional learning needs of kids through different programming that we're going to put in place. We're going to use a cluster and a teaming concept so that a group of teachers collectively take ownership of your children and do what we need to help them be successful in school. Talked about social emotional learning needs. Our corporation is fortunate that we received a Lilly Foundation grant to revamp our counseling program, and we're in the process of doing that. And in addition, we're going to have physical education, health, and wellness every day in grades 5 and 6, which I'll get more into in a little bit. Expanded extracurricular opportunities, both in academics and in athletics. Safety-wise, we will have a full-time resource officer at Kesling. Individual academic needs will be met through a flexible grouping model with the teachers, both in 5th and 6th grade. Expanded elective courses, which I'll go more in depth in a little bit. Allow students in grade 5 to explore music, both instrumental and vocal. Then in grade 6, they get to choose whether or not they want to have music every day in the form of band, choir, or orchestra. Okay? So that's a choice that they'll have in 6th grade. We'll have a guaranteed and viable curriculum for all students who attend the Port Community School Corporation. One of the top indicators of student success is having a guaranteed and viable curriculum that all kids master, okay? And then finally, this will allow the opportunity for kids, as I said before, to master the standards and also be college and career ready. School day, it's 7:40 to 2:35, very similar to what we have now, except for 5th grade, it's a little bit earlier, okay? Actually, it's probably going to be easier for 5th graders than it is for 7th and 8th graders as it is now, because my son in 7th grade, at times it's a little hard for him to get up in the morning. Okay, 5th grade wise, students will be assigned to one teacher as they are now in elementary school. Okay, the only difference is that the teachers have been teamed with 2 and clustered in 4. Okay, and when I'm talking about a flexible grouping model is that core group of teachers will deliver the core academic instruction for that group of kids. And they will flex their time according to what they feel is best to meet the needs of the kids in their classroom. Okay? Remediation and enrichment will also occur during the core academic block. And then all core academic classes, and this is very important for 5th grade. If you're familiar with Kesling, which if you have children who are older that have gone through Kesling, the current 8th grade hallway and what used to be the library and down what the 6th grade hallway is, that's where all the 5th grade classrooms are going to be. It's in the most isolated part of the building, okay? And during the day, 5th graders will be walked down to their elective classes, walk back with the teachers, the same thing with lunch, okay? Because they're upper elementary, they don't need to be going class to class unsupervised, okay, and get lost in the whole 9 yards. Now, towards the end of 5th grade year, they're going to start doing that a little bit more because they have to get ready for 6th grade, okay, and then 6th into 7th grade. So that's a very important item I wanted to stress. Talked about in the core curriculum, math, language arts, reading, social studies, and science. And I talked about how we'll do a flexible grouping model with kids, okay? This is the exciting part. Not only will kids have their core academics, they'll also have 2 electives each day. We call them electives. They're really not, you don't elect to take them, but we 5 through 12, we call non-core academic classes electives now, okay? So one of the classes will be physical education, health and wellness every day. So every day kids will have physical education. The second period will be a 6-week rotation of these 6 courses. So there'll be an art for 6 weeks, and then after 6 weeks, they'll go to Digital Citizenship 5. After 6 weeks, they'll go into instrumental music, and then vocal music, then a Project Lead the Way course called Design and Modeling, and then the 6th course is called Computer Science and Careers 5. So they'll get all these courses. So actually, I know this young man here talked about how he's going to have 8 courses during the day. That's true, but throughout the year, you're going to have 14 courses, 14 different opportunities in different areas, which is a lot more than what we offer kids now in 5th grade. Typical schedule. What happens is that first thing in the morning, all the kids will have a teacher advisory period, and then half the kids will be in a core academic subject, when the other half go down to one of those electives, and then the other group that was in core academic will go to elective, and then the other group will come back to core academic. That's basically the morning back and forth, so they get all these courses, and then in the afternoon, for approximately, I'd say about 2.5, 3 hours, they'll be with their academic teachers covering most of their core academic classes. Okay? 6th grade. 6th grade is going to be very similar to what we do now. With the teaming concept, they'll have 5 teachers, and they'll be going class to class. So, So class to class, we will be using a flexible grouping model where they be able to flex their time, and we do that now, but there's going to be more of an emphasis of next year. On most days, students will move in from class to class, and this is the difference in 6th grade. They have one choice at the intermediate school, whether or not to take music, okay? At the end of the day, we have 2 periods at the end of the day, and we're going to divide the kids into 2 different groups. And if you want to take music, which they've already chosen that, they will go down to the music area and have band, choir, or orchestra. If you don't choose music, then you stay back with the regular academic teachers, and they have different enrichment activities and mini courses that we're going to do, or they're going to have some interventions to give extra help in math and language arts. Okay? So it's one or the other. And if you signed up for music and you really didn't want to be in music, the only thing you have to do is email me and let me know, and I'll make that switch for you. Because there's a little confusion that, the confusion was that if you didn't take music, you would have an extra class of math every day. I like math, I wouldn't mind that, but I don't know if I'd want an extra class when I really didn't need an extra class of math. So, but if you don't want math, you just, not math, you have to have math. If you don't want music, excuse me, the only thing you have to do is email me and I will make that happen. The kids can't, the parent has to, okay? So you guys can't do that. Okay, core classes. The core classes are math, language arts, reading, social studies, and science. And then that other period, it's either you go to music or you stay back with the regular teacher and you have enrichment and intervention time.
I have a question. They don't have to take music?
In 6th grade, you do not have to take music.
Because my older boys have always had to take music.
You had to. And that's a change. And see, the reason why we're doing this is that...
This is the STEM program, right?
No, this is just music-wise.
But the opposite is like into the STEM?
Yeah, there's some STEM courses there. Right now, presently, every kid has music every other day. We've changed that now where music is going to be a choice. And the benefit is this, we're going to have it every day, and those kids who really excel in music, by the time they get out of 8th grade, they're going to be pretty good at music because they're going to have it every day for 3 years.
So will that carry over in high school? They won't have to take any music courses?
No, in high school it's a choice too.
I don't think for my oldest it was.
Yeah, high school's always been a choice.
Well, that's what I thought when he was a freshman, he had to take some kind of music or art. They had, at high school they had fine arts, and they had some choices within the arts, but they were not required to take music.
Yeah, I think you could have taken an art class instead. So, in 6th grade, everyone will have physical education every day in 6th grade. And then the rotation courses are art, computer science and career 6, a project leadway course called app creators, another project leadway course called energy and the environment, family and consumer sciences 6, and agriculture 6. So basically, when you get out of Kesling Intermediate School, you will have experienced everything that you will be able to take in 7th and 8th grade except for a foreign language. In 7th grade, we're going to introduce foreign language, which at this time is going to be Spanish. Okay? But it's a choice. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. Okay, typical schedule for a 6th grader, very similar to what we have now. In the morning will be most of their core academic classes, and then in the afternoon is when they'll have their elective courses, just opposite from 5th grade. Talked about the enrichment time, kind of have already gone over that, how it's either music or an enrichment intervention period. Many different activities, clubs for kids to get involved with, robotics, spell bowl, geography bee, drama and play. Very fortunate this past weekend at Kesling, we did our first musical performance that we've had since I've been principal. It was The Lion King. It was great, awesome to see kids excel in the drama and fine arts. And next year our plan is to have 2 different performances. So very fortunate to have a choir teacher who asked me in the fall, said, hey, do you mind if I do a musical performance? I said, yeah, that'd be a great idea. It was awesome. It was really cool. Different clubs. These are not all the clubs and activities that we're going to have. We have some other ones that we will be putting in place, and when we have those, we'll advertise those out. Okay? Athletics. Some different opportunities for kids. Cross country in both grades 5, 6. Football. We will not have football in grades 5, 6. We will have it in 7, 8. In 5, 6, if you want to play football, you'll have to go through Pop Warner. Volleyball in grade 6 only. Swimming in grades 5, 6. Wrestling in grade 6. Girls and boys basketball 5 and 6. Track 5 and 6. Soccer 6. Tennis in grade 6. And club lacrosse in grades 5 and 6. Especially in basketball, there will be no cuts in basketball for kids. Everybody who wants to play, and if they're eligible, okay, you still have to have grades, and you have to have a physical after April 1st of the year, and it has to be on an IHSA physical form, which we'll get those out to people. Basically, in basketball, it's going to be more skills-based, and they will have some competitions, but it's just going to be amongst the kids in grades 5 and grade 6. Very similar to what we do in grade 6 now, that we play Boston. There's 4 teams and they play each other. It's going to be very similar to that. Now in grades 7 and 8, our athletic teams will travel to other towns like we do now. Okay, but in grade 5, 6, we will play nobody outside of LaPorte. Okay, this is the time when my PTA person was supposed to talk to you about PTA. I gave you the form. Unfortunately, she's sick, and she couldn't be here today. We have a very active PTA. You know, we had a meeting today. I think we had 12 people there, 12 parents. It's very nice to have an active PTA. Do many different things, scholarships. They support our ice cream social that we have for students who make the honor roll, and various other activities that they plan throughout the year. So if you're interested, at the beginning of the year, we'll have sign-ups and encourage you to come to those meetings and get involved. Some must-know information around July 26th, not 26th, 22nd. I will send out a back-to-school newsletter with important information. Around August 5th, we're planning on some informal tours of the building. That's all dependent on the construction and progress and how that goes. Back to school night, tentatively, August 12th and 13th. And what we'll probably do is have grades 5 and 7 one night and 6 and 8 the other night. And then from 5 to 6, we'll have the first part of the alphabet. And then from 6 to 7, we'll have the second part. Now, if you can't make the time that we ask you to come, you can go at whatever time you want. We won't turn you away. But this is what we're going to set up just so that it flows a little bit smoother. Okay? Student planner. Kids will get a student planner at the beginning of the year with all information on it. Skyward Parent Access. Hopefully you have an account so that you can track how your child is performing in school. If not, we will get you one. School Corporation Facebook page and on our web pages. A lot of information on there for you. This presentation will be posted on all the elementary sites. It might be right now. If it isn't, it will be. Okay? The fun part here. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have questions about anything through email. Sometimes I'll answer you back, but I try to direct you towards who should help you the best in regards to a counselor, in regards to teachers, maybe the assistant principal. So, you know, I will get back to you. 99% of the time, I will get back to you on the day that you email me, okay? Or if you contact me by phone, I will call you back. Talked about the PTA representative. They were supposed to be available for questions, but I can answer that for you. At this time period, I am going to open it up to you to ask me any question that you want to know about the Kesling Intermediate School, about what I just talked about. Any question at all. Okay, like I said before, if you have any questions at all, please come up here, ask me afterwards. If you remember or think of something after you leave, please email me, call me. I will get back to you, give you a response. I appreciate you coming here tonight, especially on a beautiful evening. It's beautiful outside. And I know the greatest, you know, your time is of most importance, and I appreciate you spending that time tonight coming here and listening about what we're doing in grade 5, 6, and 7, 8. It's pretty exciting, some of the stuff that we're doing. But thank you and have a great evening.